And this is the sixth step in the 12 steps to purpose discovery and mental health. I'm a medical doctor. The interesting thing is there is a relationship between mental health and purpose discovery. One very good example is when you know your purpose and you're able to discover your purpose, you actually discover your purpose. You don't plan your purpose. Like you don't say, this is my purpose. You just discover it. That means it has always been there. And when you discover your life purpose, it helps you to first of all have peace of mind. You are happy and then you get to work because the pathway to happiness is actually executing goals that are aligned with who you are. Whatever is aligned with who you are, whatever work you do in alignment with who you are, that's your purpose. And that's why you discover that there are some things you just do and you're just happy. You're always happy doing them and you feel like doing them all over and over again, even sometimes without getting paid and even using your own money sometimes, you know. But today, the sixth step to purpose discovery out of the 12 steps is the fact that you are a life problem solver. You're a life problem solver. We're talking about problem solvers. Every single human being out of the 8 billion plus people is a life problem solver. Um, Life problems are inevitable. They are also life challenges. They are inevitable in life. Of course, in life. And you have to be able to know that the reason why you have life problems is because of knowledge gap. Knowledge gap about who you are, knowledge gap about your purpose in life. So you can't run away from life problems because you knowledge is in levels. And because knowledge is in levels, so that's why you want to try to always catch up with knowledge. And there's only one knowledge, and that's knowledge about yourself. Even if you study mathematics, if you study physics, if you study commercial, a commercial course, let's say maybe literature or something, you still need to be able to use that knowledge to finding who you are. Then you must be able to find a link between that literacy in English literature, for example, and who you are. That course that you did, you know, has a clue about who you are. And it is when you're able to discover that clue that you are able to then use that course that you studied to be of help to yourself and to other people, to make money for yourself and to also help other people to make money. The kind of money that you'll be happy, for having. So it's very, very important that you know that you are here on how to solve life problems and a major one. And the major one is your own life problem. The reason why solving your own life problem is very important is because number one is that your personal problem is a global problem disguising as a personal problem. Once you solve it, you have just succeeded in helping the world to solve a global problem. As a matter of fact, what actually inspired today's class is the fact that any problem that there is in the world right now is because the person that has that life problem is here to solve it. Once the person solves it, then the person is able to share the secret. People are always sharing secrets. If you go to Twitter, they are there. If you go to Instagram, they are there. If you come to YouTube, they are there. They are always there in plain sight. You understand? But the issues do you have enough intelligence to be able to identify those secrets? So the thing is, once a person that has a personal problem or a global problem disguised as a personal problem is able to solve it, then the world benefits from it. Once you are able to solve your own personal problem, that's one major life problem that always like gets you, that is always like always engaging your mind. You're always wondering, how do I overcome this? That life problem that is always recurring over and over again in different forms and in different shapes. That might even make you think, oh, it's more than one. It's just one. You can't afford to have more than one life problem. Once you're able to solve that life problem, the whole world benefits. And when you do, and if you don't solve that life problem, your guess is as good as mine. So the world is enjoying today because those who had a personal problem, a global problem disguised as a personal problem, solved it, and then the world benefited and is still benefiting from it. Can you help us solve your own life problem? It will really help the whole world. Don't bother about how the whole world will benefit. You just solve that life problem that you have, because that life problem is so important. It also opens the door to you discovering what your life purpose is. Solving that life problem is your life purpose. And then when you now solve it for yourself, you are then able, qualified, empowered, emboldened, enlightened enough to be able to now know how to help other people who also have this, getting to know your clients, finding your clients. Don't even look for what is not missing. The truth of the matter is, no, your clients are not missing. Your clients are versions of yourself. They are like you. They have similar tastes. They have similar profiles. These are similar profiles that are similar to yours. So what you want to do then is therefore you want to be able to figure out yourself. The more you figure out yourself, the more you'll be able to figure out your your ideal client, the kind of clients that have the resources to be able to pay for your services. You understand? So you get my point. You understand what I'm trying to say. So you want to pay close attention, therefore, to who you are, getting to know who you are, which is getting to know how you are wired, and then getting to know why you are wired the way you are wired. You know that, and getting to know why you are wired the way you are wired is life purpose. The why behind the way you are wired is called life purpose. The way you are wired is identity, and getting to know why is life purpose discovery. And so you want to be able to sit down right now and stop getting yourself involved in other people's life problems. Stop getting yourself involved in the problem of your community, in the problem of your state, in the problem of your country. Stop wasting your time saying, oh, these problems, why is the government not solving it? Don't bother. You solve your own life problem. And that's when you'll be able to see clearly a replica of that problem that is happening in your society. And at that point, you won't even bother saying government should solve it. You will go ahead to solve it. And then government will recognize you and then partner with you. So can we start, let's rephrase that. Can we start um, um, going about it that way, getting to know your own life problem, solving it, and then you are able to see problems that are replicas of your personal problem. And then you're able to solve them. Once you start solving them, people will start respecting you. The government will start respecting you. People will start listening to you. The government will start listening to you, even with or without you knowing. And two, the government will be the one to even call you to come and help them solve it. The government really needs partnership. They are human beings there too who need partnership. Once you are able to step out to solve your own life problem, they'll be one of the first set of people to call you to also help them solve the state problem, the local government problem, the national problem, or the global problem. So you are a problem solver and you need to roll your sleeves, get your spanner, or get your saw, as is in the display picture, and then solve that life problem. Another thing I want to talk about before I end this live is that when your life problem your life problem is pointing your attention to that part of you that you have not been paying close attention to. And as I explained to a client yesterday, that your life challenge is helping you to know that it's like you are paying too much attention on things that are not aligned with what you want. And that you should start paying attention, very good attention to things that you want. And the interesting thing is because you can only pay attention to one thing per time. Once you increase the duration of your attention on what you want, on things aligned with who you are, you will naturally deny other things attention. Other things, I mean things that are not aligned with what you want, with who you are. So I want to challenge you today to can you take a step further by increasing on a daily basis your attention on things that you like, that you want. These are things representing your identity. These are things representing things that are aligned with who you are. So Can you start paying close? If you like lawn tennis, for example, start watching lawn tennis. If you like table tennis, for example, can you start watching a lot of videos about it? Can you get involved? Can you buy your racket? Can you buy the ball? If it's football, it's World Cup. Can you start paying close attention to World Cup? If it is reality TV, can you start watching reality TV and be a part of it, either as a crew or as the star? Can If it is videography, if it is um, graphic designing, if it is anything, medicine, as I'm a doctor, if it is therapy, as I'm involved in that too, you want to start, because as you get to do that, you will naturally deny other things that are not aligned with your attention, and you will start seeing an immediate improvement in the quality of life that you have, in the quality of your mental health, in the quality of your physical health, in the quality of your finances, your relationship, your friendship. You start seeing a great improvement in quality of your day. You start becoming happy, becoming more creative, more innovative. You start like resting, everything that you've always wanted to do, that you've always wanted to happen to you, will start happening to you. It sounds very simple, Shay, but life is always about simple things. And it's when you start that work starts. So why don't you start working now so that you can become better and better at it? It sounds very simple, but you need to start working now. Because as you work on it, you start seeing that, oh, it's deeper, it's wider, and then you start getting better at it, at solving it. And voila, you are able to then help the world solve its own problem, which is a replica of your own problem. All right. See you.